and he sought to realise their dream for the workers that he represented over the years. And equally, he was a proud Dubliner who never sacrificed his Dublin accent when he was singing, or any version of the mid-Atlantic drawl which became so commonplace in folk music circles. And given that this is the month of May, that we're all gathered in such a historic location as Glasnevin Cemetery, and that Jimmy died on a day of great celebration for women's rights in Ireland, a celebration that so many people, both women and men alike, shared. I'm reminded of the great concept inspired by the 1912 strike of women workers in St. Lawrence in the United States of America. And that was the strike which had a wonderful slogan that emerged and we've used ever since, that it's not just about bread, but it's about bread and roses too. And I believe that slogan is remembered all around the world in May by workers, trade unionists and people of the labour movement. And Jimmy was someone who certainly embraced and personified that concept, the spirit that went with it, combining the demand for better pay and conditions of employment for workers with a very strong desire that people would be able to laugh and sing and share in the joy of all good things that life had to offer. We all know that Jimmy was a powerful singer, but like all members of a very talented musical and singing family, he had a big challenge to carve out his own identity as a unique performer, and this he did with great gusto. It was Jimmy who inspired me to write my personal memoir of his brother Luke, after speaking at Luke's grave here in Glasnevin so many years ago. In more recent times, we were working together to have Luke and the Dubliners remembered with a fitting public sculpture in the city of Dublin. My only regret that over the last 2 years, by pressing the corporation, so what about poor people looking for houses, we couldn't get that monument, although it's made, it's ready, and it's agreed by the corporation, we could not get it erected before Jimmy's death. However, that is my only regret now, but I hope we will bring it to a successful conclusion in the near future, and that we'll all be gathered again to celebrate on that occasion, not only Jimmy's life, but also Luke's. Like Luke, Jimmy, in his unique way, used his singing to express his deeper emotions about life, and especially the joy of living. Who but Jimmy could turn three lovely lassies from Kimmage into a satire on housing, with the TD who will get us me house near me ma, or capture again the threat of nuclear destruction with the big fat man in charge of the terrible knob, or with the final retort, you don't have to kill the whole bloody world to make the people free. Jimmy delivered those words and very strongly in many, many occasions. Jimmy's sensitive rendition of The Prisoner of Clonmel reminded us of the heartbreak and the sorrow of imprisonment. Also the pain of love rejected and exiled from home in that great traditional classic Bunclody, which was sung so well by him. So he sang in the great traditions of Joe Hill, Woody Guthrie, Zosimus, Dominic Bean, Frank Hart, his brother Luke, and the rest of the Dubliners. Another favourite song of ours that Jimmy sang beautifully was You Are the Call and I Am the Answer. You are the wish and I am the way. You the music and I the dancer. You are the wish and I am the way, which I'm sure still rings in the ears of all of us. Perhaps in death, Jimmy can also be remembered fondly by us for all his rendition of those immortal words of another old favourite that he loved. Because when I heard that Jimmy had died, I remembered this verse that he sang so often, which is, come, fill up your glasses with brandy and wine, and whatever the damage, I'll pay. So be easy and free when you're drinking with me, because I'm a man you won't meet every day. Jimmy was certainly a man you won't meet every day. He was loyal to the Irish tradition. He was also an innovator, an internationalist, a great human being, among many other things. And friendship and loyalty were strong features of Jimmy's life, which I'll always remember. So in the Irish language there's a statement called Moran Crí Éadam ó Awad. In other words, a light heart lives long. And I believe that the memory of Jimmy Kelly will certainly live long in all of us who are privileged to have known him and enjoyed and shared with him the joy of life. So, Gurmil Mahakut.